There you go, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning from. I am Bernadette, the host of this business live stream for my business partners in Australia, USA, and of course in Canada. So, this is our topic. And say hi, everyone. Hi, hi, hi. All right. So, the topic would be, how soon can I start earning in this business? Guess what, to all our viewers, followers, and supporters? I got my first check in this digital business in 2 weeks. So, guess what? When I found that got my first check, I was so excited. You know why? Because that is a proof, and it is a proof that this business is legit, and that is a hope for me. So, when I have my first check, and I just said, like, wow, got my first check, and this is a business that I really prayed for. So there's another business partners who will share their thoughts about our topic for tonight. Yes, Anita?
Hey, hello everyone. I'm Anita from USA. So the question, how soon can I start earning in this business? So guys, this business is not an overnight getting rich scheme kind of business. This is a real business, legitimate business, and it takes time to learn and to stay stuck in this business for a while so that you can start making money. Because if in traditional business, if you can see, it takes up to 3 to 5 years really to start making profit. But it's not like this in this business, because as Bernie said, she started making money after 2 weeks. So yes, you can get your first check after 2 weeks, and then it depends on you. You are the one, you are the variable in this business. The amount of time you're going to give, the consistency, your effort is going to give, it's going to help you make, earn money. So the more consistent you are, the more time you give to this business, and being patient, and you have this in your mind that you are helping others. This feeling, this energy is going to help you to go forward and start making earning. So it's not, it depends on you, and it depends how much effort you're going to put in, and that's all it is. So the more time, the more effort you put in, sooner you're going to get start making money. You don't have to wait 3 years, because this is not traditional business, it's a digital business. There you go. I will give it to Nashley to give us some ideas about what do you feel about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies. Well, it's great to be here. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley from Perth, Australia. So excited to be here today. Now, that is a very important question because, everyone wants to know how soon, the moment you want to put, any investment towards anything, you start, asking, okay, how soon is this going to take me? Is it going to take me a year? Is it going to take me 4 months? But that very much depends on you because in the most cases in a traditional business, I guess you could take you years to even have to break even from what you initially invest in. But in our business, it does allow you to just, I guess, it's a self-paced business, but it means usually when you invest in something, you do want to see results quicker. So it mainly depends on yourself as far as how quick you get your results. I think Anita's already mentioned about consistency and how quick you want to see those results. So for you to yield them, sometimes some of us, I came from a point where I had to work on my mindset. And for me to get there, it took me a while because, I'm working on myself. There are things that I just had to sort out for myself before I felt comfortable within myself to know that, look, I can do this. And sometimes you just self doubt, which again is some things that hold us back from you actually getting, out there and doing things which you love, and you genuinely do well because you want to help people, and people, many others out there who also want to see the same results. So I definitely say it's a lot of learning. From the get go of, what are you as a person? What do you want to do? How do you want to sort of approach the world in terms of working on the online space? using our very well versed training and coaching you have. You've got, right now we're about 280,000 people who are also in the business and ready to help. And people have been very helpful in terms of just providing support or just shedding light where you're sort of unsure. So I do appreciate that there's a lot of learning, a lot of different parts of the system that allows you to learn in your own time. You're not detected as to what time you have to be doing your training, doing your learning, but it's important for you to set aside that time for yourself because it is a lot that you can do from beginner friendly all the way to advanced. So as you learn, you gotta know that there's a few things there. You've got different streams of income you want to learn into, and you can tap into each one of them as long as you give yourself that. As far as how what speed you gotta work at, that's up to you. So it is good that you've got that learning opportunity. Just keep learning so that you can see those results faster. Because the more you learn to apply, the better, and you become also a better person in terms of just your personal growth. From where I've come from, those who have been here since day one probably know that I wasn't quite the person I am today. So it's great to see that I've come that far, and it's only progress that I'm measuring by what I know I was before. So it is great that we're learning and we're growing, and as much as we want to see that actual cash coming in, that it's a progress. It's not an overnight thing. We are working towards something bigger and better, and I'll be happy to explore this space more with others who are also in this business. So it is great. Thank you so much. I think I'll pass it on to Marshall, or is it going back to Anita? To Yes, to
Marshall.
Marshall.
Sure.
Thank you, Nashley, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. To our lovely audiences, Marshall from Brisbane, Australia. Look, we've had some great insights today on this question about how soon can you earn. We've had Bernie speak about her experiences of getting a few dollars so quickly into the business when she first started, and then Anita spoke a fair about it's not a quick get rich scheme, but however it does take time. And we've had Nestle, who's also spoken about the learning aspect, and that's something we often talk in most of our sessions about the learning, because this business has a lot of learning that has to be done, but you can do it at your pace. Now, I'm going to touch upon. So you've got this business. It's not your traditional business, and you can earn, and once you're competent, you can just go on the flyer. But the one aspect that I also want to touch upon today is the legacy aspect of this business, because in most of our traditional businesses, you have to work hard, and you
Okay.
can work hard, you earn hard. But at some stage in your life, if you decide to either shut shop or close off, or you think that there's nobody else after you to take it forward, that's about it. Your earning stops there. But with our business, it's not the traditional way, because at some stage in your life, if you feel that now you need to step back, then you can hand over this business in a shop. It's like a business in a box can be handed over to the person after you that can take over as part of the legacy. And you know what the best part is? They don't have to start all over again, because we've got the learnings, we've got the systems, they can pick it up from there and get moving. And you know what? Their earnings don't stop, because you've done the hard work over these years. So they continue to earn the same amount from where you stopped without having to reinvent the wheel. And that's the beauty about this business. That's the beauty about the legacy that we have in this business. And I think that's very different to a lot of other businesses that I have read or seen around. Now, with that said, I think we've covered up pretty much on this question. So I'm going to keep it open if anybody wants to add any last bits of advice. And if not, we will close soon. Go,
So,
Anita.
so this is the business that can give you active as well as passive income. So, if you are planning to retire early, like many of our business partners, like Rawan Ridwan, she is, she's only 35 years old and
I
she's
know.
already retired. And
Yeah.
then we have a lot of nurses, doctors, teachers. that I have seen in this business that retire early. Yes, they can do that. If they start making the same amount of money that they are making with their 9 to 5 job, yeah, you can do that. That is, like your active income, your passive income, your pension, your
Yeah.
legacy, everything. So
Yes.
this is a great option for anybody who's looking to start a business. And with all its, digital aspect of doing it from anywhere. It is affordable. It is, portable. They can do it with their kids, from the kitchen table. So it's like you are on your vacation and you're still doing your business. So I really want to travel and retire early and want to spend more time with my loved ones. So, yep.
Well, fantastic. Bernie, did you want to say something?
I know. I said like I want to retire early. That's the goal. That is one of my goals. So if you want to have a change in your life, then make a change.
Thank you very much. With that further ado, team, thank you very much. And to all our lovely audiences here, if this resonates with you or you think this has answered one of your important questions, because this is a very important question everybody has before they start, please reach out to one of us and we will be happy to have a little conversation and give you a bit more insights. That said, thank you for tuning in and watching us. And we hope to see you again next week with with the new edition with a new question. But until then, goodbye and stay blessed. Tada.